know, but I know he's been in the off-season program. I know he's been working extremely hard, so whenever they say he's clear and ready to go, he'll be there. But from a mental aspect, you know, he's been in all the meetings. He's trying to grasp the playbook and really master that. So, you know, right now he's on pace, and I know he wants it. He's been beat up by injuries here for a while.
What would you say about Thad Franklin?
I think Thad's come a long way. I wasn't here last year, but, you know, because I've recruited South Florida my entire 5 years of coaching, I'm familiar with everybody in the room. And same with Trevante from being in Mississippi and recruiting Louisiana. You know, I recruited Thad when he was coming out. Just his assertiveness, him being intentional about how he's handling, you know, the playbook and the way he moves around this building. He's doing the things that's going to give him a chance to be successful. And that's really what you want to do.
And Parrish, you obviously know very well.
Right.
I mean, what can we expect from him? What's his style?
He's a really talented player. I think he can do it all. But just like everybody else, I think there's not anybody in the room that has this set resume or portfolio that you can really even sit here and say, you know, this is what they do. I think they're all young, but they're not young. Year 3 is usually the year when you should start coming into your own. Talent-wise, though, he can play inside, he can play outside, he can play all run schemes, and he can stay on the field on third down because he's a one heck of a pass protector. So he's super intelligent, but he grew to that phase. Like I said, he's going into his junior year, so that will be the expectation for him. So he's right on pace.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have an amazing day.
How we doing?
Nice to meet you. Okay.
I covered high school.
Yeah. I know you, man. What's happening? Yeah, you the GOAT. What's good?
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just ask you about, you know, philosophy going into a season like this. I know you got 5 really good running backs. But is the feeling one guy get hot, let him keep rolling, or do you think it's a thing where inevitably you're gonna have 2-3 guys getting carries?
You know, I think that's all predicated on, you know, how the guys attack. And, you know, it's hard to say. You know, last year I was a part of a system where, you know, I was responsible for getting guys in the game based on, you know, their dependability and being able to trust them. And obviously at the end of the day, them being able to produce, and that kind of, you know, 3 guys touch the ball over 100 times. And I think that kind of formed itself because of what the players did. You know, it really has nothing to do with me. But I'm saying that to say I didn't foresee that happening. It just, you focus on the process and you're able to talk about the end result.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been a part of it, you know, I know it can happen. I have no clue what's going to happen here. I know we have a room, not only with, you know, the 5 scholarship guys, but we got some pretty good walk-ons that are all really working really, really hard to gain the trust of the coaches and their teammates, execute the playbook, know the playbook inside out, and go out there and every single day just stack one practice after one practice and not worry about anything beyond the day that we're on. You know, just, I think we practice Thursday or Friday, whatever, just do that day and focus on that day and what we can do to get the better of that day, and everything else to take care of itself.
Citizen, we didn't get a chance to see him in the spring, but we know you guys are obviously excited to get him in the building.
Right.
Somebody was telling me he's squatting like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, just when you look at him, somebody even told me Willis McGahee is like the comparison.
Right.
You're from the city, you know what Willis Smith is.
Right.
Just your thoughts on his game and potential.
Well, you know, I recruited him out of high school and fell in love with his tape and his ability. I mean, he's a big, strong kid who has above average size-speed ratio. He's about 220 pounds solid. He's a grown man, you know, but the most important thing, he's very mature. So to me, that's his biggest asset right now in his career that's going to give himself a chance. The difference between freshmen playing really good are their maturity factor. Some freshmen are going to play because people are going to get hurt and they don't have no other choice. Some freshmen are going to play because they earned it, because of the way they went about their business, because, you know, from my experience of the game of football, it's really, really hard to play as a freshman because there's so much required in such a short amount of time. And the demand in college compared to in high school is a lot more in order to prepare for a game when it's a real deal on college football Saturdays. So I say all that to say, but his mindset is he wants it. He spends a lot of time in this building, and I think a little bit of not being from here helps him. You know, I think that, you know, sometimes when freshmen go to school at a certain place, not that they're distracted, right? But I'm saying that he, beyond his teammate, he doesn't know anybody.
Right.
So he can be bored out of his mind. He's gonna come here.
Right.
You know, and it's almost to a point to where you got to hold him back so he's not doing too much. But I'd rather it be like that than to try to get him going. But, you know, he has a chance. He has a chance to contribute.
How fast is it? You guys do any of those mile per hour things in with him?
No, we not that I know of. But I know they always keep a GPS. He can move. I mean, you can look at his track times, and I think he was a 11 flat, 100 meters, but it's at 220 pounds. So, you know, that's a different move. You know, 11 to me, 11 flat is still good anyway.
Yeah.
You're running, and it's all about how fast you play.
Right.
Do you run that speed with the pads on, with the ball in your hand when you're running routes, when you're running down on special teams? And to me, that's what I've been able to see in the summer workouts, that he really has good explosiveness and good acceleration. So he has a chance. Like I told him, you know, you're going to have to work for it. It's going to be really tough to get on the travel bus. You know, I'm still very old school in the way that it starts with special teams, and he's the type of kid that coach signed me up for him all.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he's gonna back that talking up when we put them pads on. Yeah.
I guess the expectation is, and again, this is outside. Nobody's
Right.
That he's the kind of guy who could come in as a true freshman,
Right.
and carve out a real role.
Yeah.
That's not out of the question.
And if he does that, just my perspective, that means he worked extremely hard and he's extremely productive, because I do think we have a talented room. I think a combination, we have different skill sets, and you know, the thing is, you don't got a lot of tape on him. There's not a lot of tape on Henry Parrish and Don Chaney especially, and Rooster. There's not a lot of tape on those guys, but there's enough experience.
Right.
So, you know, now that, you know, this is kind of their room collectively, we'll see how they handle it. But from a mindset standpoint, I like where the boys are. They've been really working and buying in, and you know, it's different. You got, you know, different coaches than what you signed up for.
Right.
And so the culture's gonna inevitably be different.
Yeah.
You know. And so they brought in, and so I'm excited for them. I'm really excited about this training camp. This one.
Does it feel wide open, like a wide open race for the job?
Yeah, and you know what? I don't look at it like, you know, the difference between somebody starting and not starting has nothing to do with talent. You know, it has everything to do with, can I trust that you can operate under any circumstances? You know exactly what you're doing inside out. There's some guys that are more talented than the guy that goes in first. There's some guys that feel better coming in. I call it switch hitting. There's some guys that feel better coming in during the drive versus starting the ball off if the ball get kicked and it's inside the 5. Right. And that's a critical situation. You can't make any mistakes.
Right. Well,
he might have more talent than the guy that you put in, but in that situation, he's best under those circumstances.
Gotcha.
Right? And the guy that I coached last year, he got in third, and he got drafted and scored 13 touchdowns. So I don't look at it like the guy. I think those days of when I played of getting 450 carries and just being, not only do you not want that at this position, that's not the game anymore. You know, I think everybody
has a specialty.
Everybody has a specialty, but college and pros, you look in the pros. There's really 4 or 5 guys who just gets a load, and when other people try to do it, they don't last long. You know, so which I think is good for the game. I think it's good for the players. It's up to them to do enough to make a coach put them in the game, and it's up to the coaches to find a way to get them all in and still one ball.
Hey, man. It's really cool seeing you guys grow up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Back when I was a young 20-year-old.
Yeah. Now you the GOAT. Love that shit.
All right,
it's good seeing you.
Man.
Yes, sir.
just want to introduce myself real quick. My name's Alex Schwartz.
Okay.
I
Nice
work
to meet you,
I work
Alex.
with Cameron in the communications
Okay,
office,
smooth
so I just
Cam.
wanted to make, I just wanted to make sure you see me around.
Yeah,
you know,
that's my dog.
know
Yeah.
who I am, who I'm working with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you.
Enjoying being back in Miami so far?
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. The family more than anything. You know, I'm always in this building, but it's good, man. I think it's really cool for my mom to spend time with her grandkids and my sisters, my wife's family to be able to send them. We're both from Miami,
nice.
both went to South Ridge, so I think it's really cool at this, especially at this age, and the kids and being able to be around the country. We're in Mississippi, and they were having birthdays either with their classmate or the coach's kids, and now they get to have a little bit of family. So it's gonna make it work.
Nice. It's good. Glad to hear it.
Absolutely.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm right.
It's good to meet you.
You too, man.